you need 3 cups of tea. The first cup, you're a stranger. The second cup, a friend. And the third cup, you become family. My daughter loves to sing, and she's got it in classical and gospel, but now she's like rap, you know, the second cup of tea and third cup of tea, your family. So, anyways, so I'm going to pick on the publisher a couple times tonight. The publisher, though, said the subtitle would be One Man's Mission to Fight Terrorism, One School at a Time. And although I'm a military veteran, I was very opposed to that because it said the real reason I do this is to promote peace. My parents, my grandparents were disagreed with me, so I went to New York. It was very intimidating to go to big towers, and I tried to very eloquently explain to the CEO and the head of marketing and head of publicity why I'd like the subtitle to be One Man's Mission to Fight Promote Peace, One School at a Time. But when I got done, they said, Greg, this is your first book, so you need to learn a couple things about the publishing industry. Only 1 out of 8 nonfiction books makes a profit, and 2/3 of all bestsellers are pre-chosen by the publisher. So we'd like to promote this book, but you need to be fighting terrorism so we can pitch the media, and things will be fine. Well, finally, I conceded, but if you work in Pakistan or India or Afghanistan for a while, you learn that you never settle a deal without driving a hard bargain on the side. So I said, if the hardcover doesn't do well, I like the paperback. Subtitle change to Promote Peace, One School at a Time. So in March 2006, the hardcover came out, and it didn't do very well. And I got a call in December that they were going to change the subtitle to One Man's Mission to Promote Peace, One School at a Time. So in January 2007, the subtitle was changed, and now it's been a New York Times bestseller for 118 weeks. Fighting terrorism is based in fear, but promoting peace is based in hope. And the real enemy, whether it's in the U.S. or in Afghanistan or in Africa, the real enemy is ignorance. And it's ignorance that breeds hatred. We have to have compassion, courage, and most of all, I think it's about building relationships. The military has been very interested in 3 cups of tea. General Petraeus read the book. He's our CENTCOM commander last year, and he sent me an email, and he said he had learned 3 things from 3 cups of tea, and he summarized them in 3 bullet points. Military generally send you bullet points. He said, number 1, we need to have respect, meaning we are there to serve the good people of America and also the good people of Afghanistan. Number 2, we need to listen more. Number 3, we need to build relationships. So now 3 cups of tea is mandatory reading for all officers in the Pentagon going to counterinsurgency training. I love to go to schools. Last year I visited about 220 schools across the U.S., from kindergarten all the way through the Air Force Academy. And one of the first questions I ask students is, how many of you have talked in great detail to your grandparents or your elders about the Depression or the Vietnam War or the Civil Rights Movement or World War II? Or perhaps when your grandparents came from a distant country and settled here in the U.S. It's very consistent that only about 10% of the hands come up in the U.S. It doesn't matter whether it's a public school, a private school, an urban school, or a rural school. Now, if I ask that same question in Afghanistan, or in Pakistan, or in Africa, about 90% of the hands come up. And I think it's a great tragedy in our country. We've lost that tradition where we can learn from our elders about our heritage, our culture, our folklore, our spirituality, and many other things, our mistakes that we've learned. And I think, so in honor of that today, I'd like to share with you a little story called 3 Cups of Tea. But since many of you have heard about it, I think also the real key to peace is with our children. And so before I begin tonight, I'd like to share with you a short 6-minute DVD about our Pennies for Peace program, and it's narrated by my 12-year-old daughter named Amira. Okay, hit it.